welcome back to Your Path to Career Success, the podcast that's your compass in navigating the winding roads of your professional journey. I'm your host, Catherine, aka The Career Owl, and today we're diving into a topic that's crucial for success in both our personal lives and careers, the art of feedback, how to give and receive constructive criticism effectively. So grab your favourite beverage, cozy up, and let's embark on this enriching journey together. Feedback is essential for growth and improvement, but it can be challenging to navigate. So how do we offer constructive criticism without offending? And how do we receive feedback without becoming defensive? Today, we'll explore strategies for both giving and receiving feedback with grace and effectiveness. Understanding constructive criticism. Let's start by understanding what constructive criticism is. Constructive criticism is feedback that is intended to help someone improve rather than just pointing out faults. It's specific, actionable, and delivered with the intention of fostering growth. Number 1, definition and importance. Constructive criticism is feedback that focuses on providing specific, actionable suggestions aimed at helping someone improve. It's not about tearing someone down or pointing out their faults for the sake of criticism. Instead, it's about identifying areas where there is room for improvement and offering practical advice on how to make those improvements. Specific. Constructive criticism is detailed and precise. Rather than making vague statements like, you need to do better, it identifies particular aspects that need improvement. For example, your presentation could be more engaging if you included more visuals and interactive elements. Actionable. The feedback includes clear, actionable steps that the person can take to improve. It's not just enough to say what's wrong. Constructive criticism should also offer solutions or suggestions. For instance, to improve your writing, try organising your thoughts with an outline before you start. Aimed at improvement. The goal of constructive criticism is to foster growth and development. It should be delivered with the intention of helping the person succeed. This means the feedback should be given in a supportive and encouraging manner. The importance of constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is crucial in both personal development and professional environments. Let's delve into why it's so important. Personal development. In our personal lives, constructive criticism helps us recognise our strengths and areas for improvement. It can guide us to develop new skills, adopt better habits, and achieve our personal goals. For example, a friend or family member might offer constructive criticism about our communication style, helping us to become more empathetic and effective communicators. Professional growth. In the workplace, constructive criticism is essential for career development. It helps employees understand their performance, learn new skills, and align their work with organisational goals. For instance, a manager might provide constructive criticism on a project, highlighting what was done well and what could be improved. It helps the employee grow and perform better in future tasks. The impact of feedback. Feedback, when given and received correctly, can have a significant impact on both the individual and the organisation. Let's explore the positive and negative impacts of feedback. Positive impact on performance and morale. Improved performance. When feedback is specific and actionable, it provides clear guidance on how to improve. This can lead to better performance and higher quality work. For instance, an employee who receives constructive criticism about their time management skills can learn to prioritise tasks more effectively, resulting in increased productivity. Enhanced morale. Constructive criticism delivered with empathy and support can boost morale. When individuals feel that their development is valued and that they are being supported to succeed, it fosters a positive work environment. Employees are more likely to feel motivated and engaged when they know that feedback is meant to help them grow. Negative consequences if done poorly. Demotivation. Feedback that is vague, harsh, or overly critical can be demotivating. If an individual feels attacked or unfairly judged, they may become disengaged and less motivated to improve. For example, if a manager only points out mistakes without offering solutions or acknowledging what was done well, the employee may feel undervalued and lose motivation. Resentment. Poorly delivered feedback can lead to resentment and a breakdown in relationships. If feedback is perceived as unfair or biased, it can create tension and conflict. For instance, if a team member feels that they are being singled out or criticised without justification, it can lead to a lack of trust and cooperation. The art of giving constructive criticism. Now let's discuss how to give constructive criticism effectively. It's an art that requires empathy, clarity, and tact. Constructive criticism, when delivered properly, can inspire positive changes and build stronger relationships. Here are my 5 key strategies to ensure your feedback is effective and well received. Number 1, be specific and focused. One of the most crucial aspects of giving constructive criticism is being specific and focused. General comments can be confusing and unhelpful. Avoid general comments. Broad statements like, you need to improve your work, are too vague to be useful. Instead, focus on specific areas that need improvement. For instance, you could say, your report could be more effective if you included more data to support your arguments. This provides clear guidance on what needs to be improved and how. Provide examples. Offering concrete examples can help illustrate your point. If someone's presentation lacks structure, you might say, your presentation might be more impactful if you started with an outline to organise your main points. Number 2, use the sandwich method. The sandwich method is a widely used technique for delivering constructive criticism in a way that's easier to accept. Start with a positive comment. Begin with something positive to set a supportive tone. For example, your dedication to this project is impressive. Follow with constructive criticism. Next, address the area for improvement. However, the report could benefit from more detailed data analysis. End with another positive comment. Conclude with another positive note to reinforce their strengths. Overall, your writing is clear and engaging, and with the added data, it will be even more compelling. Encourages receptiveness. This method helps soften the impact of the criticism and makes the recipient more receptive by balancing the negative with positive reinforcement. Number 3, be timely. Timing is critical when giving feedback. Immediate feedback. Provide feedback as soon as possible after the event or behaviour you're addressing. Delayed feedback can lose its relevance and impact, making it less effective. Immediate feedback allows the person to recall the specific situation clearly and understand the context better. Relevance and impact. Timely feedback ensures that the issues are fresh in the recipient's mind, making it easier for them to understand and act on your suggestions. Number 4, focus on the behaviour, not the person. It's important to address the behavioural work, not the individual's character. Separate actions from identity. Criticising someone's character can be hurtful and unproductive. Instead of saying, you're always late with your work, focus on the specific behaviour. The project was delayed because the deadline wasn't met. This approach helps avoid making the person feel attacked and keeps the focus on what can be changed. Behavioural focus. By concentrating on the behaviour, we make it clear that the criticism is about their actions, not about who they are as a person. This makes it easier for them to accept and act on the feedback. Number 5, offer solutions and support. Constructive criticism should also include practical suggestions and an offer of support. Suggest ways to improve. Provide actionable suggestions that the person can implement. For instance, to improve your time management, you might try using a scheduling tool to organise your tasks. Offer help if needed. Show that you're invested in their growth by offering assistance. If you need help getting started with the scheduling tool, I'll be happy to show you how it works. Demonstrates investment. Offering solutions and support demonstrates that you care about their development and are willing to help them succeed. This can make the feedback feel more collaborative and less adversarial. The art of receiving constructive criticism. Receiving feedback gracefully is just as important as giving it. Accepting constructive criticism with an open mind can lead to significant personal and professional growth. Here's how to make the most of the feedback you receive. Number 1, listen actively. The first step in receiving feedback is to listen actively. Pay full attention to the feedback without interrupting. This shows respect for the person giving the feedback and demonstrates your willingness to improve. Active listening involves nodding, maintaining eye contact, and not letting your mind wander. Your body language should indicate that you're engaged and interested in what the other person is saying. Avoid crossing your arms, looking away, or appearing disinterested. Number 2, avoid becoming defensive. It's natural to feel defensive when receiving criticism, but it's important to stay open-minded. Remember, the goal of constructive criticism is to help you improve, not to criticise you personally. Try to separate your emotions from the feedback and focus on the content of the message. If you feel defensive, take a deep breath and pause before responding. This gives you a moment to compose yourself and respond calmly. Number 3, ask for clarification. If something isn't clear, don't hesitate to ask for specific examples or suggestions. Asking for clarification shows that you are genuinely interested in understanding the feedback. For example, can you give me an example of where I can improve my communication skills? Ensure you fully understand the feedback by asking questions. This helps you grasp the context and specific areas that need improvement. Number 4, reflect on the feedback. Take some time to reflect on the feedback before responding. Reflecting on the feedback allows you to consider how it can help you grow. Think about how the suggestions align with your personal and professional goals. Avoid reacting immediately, especially if the feedback is unexpected or difficult to hear. Give yourself time to process the information and think about how to apply it constructively. Number 5, thank the giver. Show appreciation for the feedback, even if it's hard to hear. Acknowledge the effort it takes to give honest feedback. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate your insights and the time you took to provide them. Showing gratitude encourages others to provide feedback in the future, fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Number 6, implement the feedback. Finally, act on the feedback you receive. Implementing the feedback shows that you value the input and are committed to improvement. Develop a plan to address the areas highlighted and track your progress. After implementing the feedback, consider following up with the person who provided it. Let them know you've used their suggestions and the impact it has had. This not only shows your commitment to improvement, but also strengthens the relationship. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Even with the best intentions, there are common pitfalls in the feedback process. Let's discuss how to avoid them to ensure that your feedback is effective and well received. Number 1, being too vague. One major pitfall in giving feedback is being too vague. Vague comments like do better are not helpful because they lack specificity. They leave the recipient unsure of what exactly needs improvement and how to go about it. Instead, be precise about what needs improvement. For example, instead of saying your work needs improvement, say your report could be more effective if we included more data to support your arguments and provided a clearer structure. This gives the recipient clear guidance on what to improve and how to achieve it. Number 2, overloading with feedback. Another common pitfall is overloading someone with too much feedback at one time. Providing too much feedback at once can be overwhelming and counterproductive. It can leave the recipient feeling confused and unsure of where to start. To avoid this, focus on the most critical points that need attention. Prioritise the feedback and provide it in manageable chunks. For example, address the most pressing issue first and save less urgent feedback for a later time. Number 3, not following up. A crucial part of the feedback process that is often overlooked is following up. After giving feedback, it's important to follow up to see if improvements have been made and to offer further assistance if needed. This shows that you're invested in their growth and that your feedback was not just a one-time critique. For example, if you provided feedback on a project, check in later to see how the project is progressing and if any further guidance is needed. This continuous support can make a significant difference in the recipient's development. Number 4, ignoring positive feedback. Lastly, it's important to balance constructive criticism with positive feedback. Focusing solely on what needs improvement can be discouraging. It's important to also acknowledge what is being done well. Positive feedback can motivate continued good progress and performance and reinforce the behaviours you want to see. For example, you might say, your presentation was very engaging and you communicated your points clearly. To make it even better, consider adding more data to support your arguments. This approach ensures that the recipient feels appreciated and motivated to improve. In conclusion, constructive criticism is a powerful tool for growth and improvement when done correctly. By being specific, timely, and empathetic, we can give feedback that truly helps others. Similarly, by receiving feedback with an open mind and a willingness to learn, we can turn every critique into an opportunity for growth. And that's a wrap for today's episode on the art of feedback. Remember, constructive criticism is a two-way street. Let's all strive to give and receive feedback that helps us grow and thrive. If this episode lit a fire within you, hit that subscribe button, share the love with a review, and spread the wisdom with your friends and co-workers. Alternatively, follow me on LinkedIn, Catherine Hall, The Career Hour. Stay tuned for more golden nuggets to help you navigate the winding roads of your professional journey.